Finish serving champagne. We'd like to welcome John Stryker, Steve's father and best man, and Megan and Genevieve, Kathleen's maid and matron of honor, for toast. Thank you.
Get comfortable. Get comfortable. This could take a while. Would Sarah, would you come up here? I'm, as best man, I have options. And I'm asking Steve's sister, who up to this day I would consider your best friend. But that's all over. You've been fired.
With pleasure and with honor. It's all yours. No offense.
But as a father, I have a different perspective than a friend. So I wanted both to be shared today. And so, Sarah, would you please start?
Sure. I'm kind of winging this, and I think that Dad wanted me to do the thing where I embarrass Steve with all sorts of crazy stories about his bachelor life. But I'm not going to embarrass Steve because you will find out about yourself. But I will speak a little bit about the nature of our relationship, which has been in the past, I think, a little bit competitive. Because Steve is a very competitive person, and I'm sure that Kathleen knows all about it. Anyone who's played a sport with Steve, or any sort of game at all.
Board game,
putt-putt, cornhole. If you beat Steve, he genuinely hates you for about 5 minutes. And then he loves you again. But, it's going okay? Okay.
Better speech.
But so Steve and I have been, whether the competitive spirit has been spoken or not, sometimes it goes sort of unspoken, but it's always there. You know, we've competed for things in the past, like who got the most candy at Halloween, and that was a tie because we go to the very same houses. Let's see. Who had the better first car when we turned 16? Who got the better first car when... it was me, actually. I got a beautiful, I think a 98 something Accord. But I quickly crashed it and then reseated the title to Steve because his car was actually intact. That's true. His was kind of a beater as well. But another thing that perhaps we've been competitive about is, you know, who has the better significant others, right? Who's bringing the better candidate home to the parents? I'm not gonna lie, I've had some superstars. Right? Okay, let's look on paper. On paper, guys. Opera singer, professional cyclist, attorney. They're not.
You're making this up.
I'm not making it up. You can Google it. People exist. Anyway, and this is the part where I go into Steve's exes, which I will only lightly touch on because they have been effing Bush League compared to not only my exes, but certainly Kathleen. But anyway, I just wanted to declare game over because should I live a million years and should I travel all 196 countries? South Sudan is now a country, so it used to be 196. Welcome, South Sudan. Should I travel all of those countries? I cannot imagine finding a better partner than Kathleen Riley.
Yeah.
I can hope to tie. I can hope to find someone maybe. I mean, no, I don't think so. But it is indeed Kathleen Riley for the win, and I'm so happy for these gifts.
Thank you. Now, as a parent and a best man, my perspective is changing diapers, not fun. Disciplinarian, not fun. But I also, he was the first child. And I fumbled through fatherhood and should have done some things. And, but he survived and turned out really, really well. In spite of it all. And has met a beautiful woman in Kathleen and brings another family to our family, the clan of the Rileys. We welcome you. But I do want to say that just a little bit. In the beginning of a Catholic Mass, we all ask ourselves for forgiveness. And it's the things that we have done. And the most important, I think, are the things in life that we didn't do, but should have. Just should have. And, you're going to go through life and it's going to be hard. And I know you're built with the character to handle the should-haves. And I wish you the best in life, a long marriage, happy marriage, a lovely marriage. God bless you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Hi, everyone. My name is Genevieve, and I'm Kathleen's sister and Steve's new sister-in-law. So I prepared a few words, even though they didn't. All right. On this day, August 25th, 2012, I will have known Kathleen for 27 years, 1 month, 18 days, and just a few hours. I will have known Steve for just as long as Kathleen has, because I was there on the night that they met. They met at the classiest of all Princeton hotspots, the Princeton Sports Bar, some of you may know. It was basically a former Italian restaurant, which is now adorned with sports posters and flat-screen TVs. You little picture. But as you already may know, Steve was the host of Princeton Happy Hour, which was a meetup group, and after much deliberation and intrigue surrounding a person whose name was Steve Stryker, we had to attend. Steve thought he would go to this happy hour to possibly make some new friends, meet some people who worked in Princeton, and make some connections, but little did he know he'd be walking into a room full of single women. Kathleen and I went to Princeton Happy Hour, thinking we would try something new, maybe get a slice of pizza, and see the face that matched the name, Steve Stryker, and possibly have a funny story to tell. But little did she know I would tell this story on their wedding day. From the very first words that they shared, I knew this was unusual and not what they had expected. And for the long walk back to our car, I did what any good little sister would do and oohed and awed about Steve Stryker. And Kathleen quickly replied, replied, "I don't want to talk about it." And that's when I knew this was really something special. Steve, Kathleen wasn't the only one who gained something from meeting you that night. I gained a friend whom I can speak openly and honestly with about topics ranging from Argyle socks and pleated pants to life's direction and how to know when you're happy and when it's right to make a change. I've been grateful to share so many good times, some hard times, and some unforgettable times with you, such as all three of us working out in that little apartment and you using logs for hand weights. Or singing karaoke to Journey's Don't Stop Believin' on St. Patrick's Day. And for some reason watching you yell at the audience members because you thought they were turning on us, but they weren't. But thanks for sticking up for us anyway. Or the time that I had the worst day at work. And you called me and you bought me Malibu Bay Breeze and I sobbed in front of you and the bartender. And I really appreciate it. Steve, you have been a great friend and confidant, and I look forward to so many more of these moments. Still calling you my friend, but now being able to call you my brother. Kathleen, you have been my best friend. You've been a staple in my life, my sister, my rock, my role model, a comedian, an inventor, a windbird, a superhero, a teacher, a radio co-host, a therapist, a backup singer, an employer, a co-worker, a roommate, a next-door neighbor, and truly an inspiration. You have shown me how to be a successful woman and not to stop at anything. You have shown me that it's okay to be independent and to always be yourself or never to stop or settle with anything. You have taught me that change is sometimes necessary and good. You have shown me how to make difficult decisions, no matter how hard they may be. It's the right thing to do. And if it's what you need to do, be truly happy. You've shown all of us how beautiful life is when you know something is right and you just dive in with both feet. I'm so proud of you for letting go and letting life take you where you should be. The one thing I would want most for you in this world is for you to know how wonderful you are, to be your most genuine self, and to find someone to not make you happy, but share in your happiness. And now I know that wish for you has been fulfilled. I love you so both very much, and congratulations. To them.
All right, I know we've all been standing for a while, but this is like my one chance to talk to my sister, so I've got 2 pages, but I'm going to talk fast. I could not feel more deeply for anyone than I do for Kathleen. For me, my sisters have been my first teachers of love. Many of us lucky enough to have them have been taught this through their siblings, because before you can know what the word means, even if you're requesting to be brought back to the hospital, you are told you love your sister. Love your sister. It's an absolute, and it means you are to strive not to hurt them. You are to be gentle, and you need to understand what loyalty is and how to stand up for someone you love. You witness for each other the evolution of your family, and you share the same intended and unintentional lessons. And you know things about the formative forces of each other's lives that can't be articulated and therefore can't be shared with anyone else. And if you have the proximity that Kathleen and I have had, many of your first experiences of achievement, inspiration, delusion, rejection, falling in love, having your heart broken, are either shared or you witness them for each other. Trying to put into words how happy I am for Kathleen today has made me think of Leaves of Grass, which, like so many books, images, causes, remind me of my sister because, as evidenced by the size of my mixed CD collection, when Kathleen loves something, she is compelled to share it. It reads, "Every atom belonging to me as good belongs to you." Genetically and otherwise, we are made of the same stuff. In being ourselves, we are each other. And for me, that meant I cannot see Kathleen happy without being happy myself. And I cannot help but love this man that she loves. Sorry. It also means that at life's critical moments, when you have a sister like Kathleen, there's a deep sense of that commonality. And as you are moved by the same things and mourn the same things and share the same things, when you have a sister like Kathleen, in your sibling you have someone who knows without counting them all the experiences that led to that moment. And just by meeting your eyes can make you feel less alone in it. And this kind of knowing lives without words, but I'm so happy to have an occasion to share it. So, here are some things that I love about Kathleen. And they've been true since she was 3 years old. I know, because that's about back to when I can remember. Just as she loves all seasons and greets each one each year as if it were her favorite, she has a passion for everyone dear to her in her life and greets everyone as if they were a diamond. She cannot stand for an opportunity for fun to pass by, and she can't stand for anyone to feel left out or unacknowledged. If she hears of an injustice, it bothers her for days. And if you hurt from someone she loves, you are permanently eviscerated in her mind. If you need help, she will not only be there, but she will assemble a team especially qualified for the task. Her natural impulse, and this is true since she was a baby, is to bound into any situation with enthusiasm. So much so that she sometimes gets shy at the strength of that impulse. She will always work diligently, but if there's no room for silliness in the day, a part of her will not stand it and drive the working part of her crazy until it allows for a little irreverence. She puts a great deal of thought into how she can make those she loves happy. She is beautiful, smart, kind, hilarious, and sees the possibility to make something fun in every situation. So, it's just perfect that she's going to build a life and a home with someone who balks at injustices, is naturally graceful but at times unabashedly goofy, passionate not just from his head and his heart but from the core of him, whose love for those he cares about is apparent at the first mention of them, who demands that every personal interaction be lively, engaged, open, and sincere, and most important to me as someone who has considered Kathleen's happiness essential since she was born, loves my sister groundedly, without limit or question. Steve has what seems to be countless layers of intelligence, compassion, ambition, and personality, and all of it is devoted to my sister. And Kathleen has never been as happy as she has been falling head over heels for Steve. So I am happy for me and my family that we have the years ahead to know and discover him. So with pure celebration, to Steve and Kathleen, the joy they give each other, the joy they have given us, and provided they don't exhaust each other, the limitless potential of their future happiness. Thank you all. Very simply lovely.